Assalamualaikum students, and welcome back to lecture 12 of this series of Python and robotics programming course. So we'll continue from where we left off last time, and the first lesson I'm going to teach you today is that arrays are strings are arrays. And what do I mean by array? So what do I mean by array is that if you have a string like this, for example, you have I space am space Java. So you can think of it like a street with individual houses. The individual characters are the individual houses of that street, and each house has its own address, unique address, okay, within the string. So what is the address that I am going to assign to the first character? The first character is I, right? I should mark it like this. And this inverted commas does not count as a character. The string is starting from I, right? So the first character of the string, this string is made up of characters, right? So the first character is I, then the second character is space, then the third character is A, then the fourth character is M, then the fifth character is another space, and so on. So each of these characters has an address. Each of these characters which combined make up the string has an address. The string is an array of characters. What are characters? Characters are the individual letters, the individual numbers, or the individual signs that we use inside our string. Okay, so I is one character, space is another character, A is another character, M is another character, then space again, the same character repeated, then Y is another character, then A is another character, then W is another character, A is another character, and R is another character. So in total, how many characters this string is built from? If we start to number these characters from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this string is made up of 10 characters because we are starting from 0, so it's actually 10 characters. And the address of each character is, the address of I is 0, the address of space is 1, then the address of A is 2, the address of M is 3, then the address of the other space is 4, then Y is 5, A is 6, W is 7, A is 8, and R is 9. Okay, so these are the unique addresses of each character, yes, unique addresses of each character. So the first lesson for today is what happens if you want. So let me write this here, string underscore 2 string underscore 2 is equal to I am Yawar. Okay, so what happens if I want to access the I want to print, if I write print string underscore 2, the whole string will be printed out, right? It's gonna take a minute or so. Oh, so what's the error? Oh, I have done still. Oh, there's an R over here extra. R should be here. I am Yawar has been printed out. Okay. Well, what happens if I just want to print out not the whole string but just this Y? So I can write print string underscore 2, and then I can write square brackets, and inside those square brackets I can write the address of the character I want to print. And what's the address of Y? The address of Y is 5. So I'll type a 5 over here. So I'm saying that, no, this will give an error again. String underscore 2, and then which character of string number 2 I want to type, I want only Y to be printed. Only Y to be printed. So for that, I'll write the address of only the 5th character. Address of Y, and the address of Y is 5. So now let's print this and see what happens, and you can see that only a Y has been printed out here. Okay, so that's one lesson for today, lesson number 1, that you can print out individual letters from a string if you want to. Okay, that's lesson number 1. So I want you guys, in your assignment, I want you guys to enter a string over here and then write out the string like this, the way I have written it over here, and then select an address from here, and then put that address over here in these brackets, and then see that character is being printed out or not. That's the first task for today. Okay, second task for today is that what if I want to check how many characters are present inside this string. So if this is a short string, so I can actually count. So when we are counting how many characters are there, we are counting, we start with 1, not from 0. But when we are typing the address of a character, we start from 0. So now we are just counting how many characters this string has. So let's count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 10 characters. So this is not a long string, because of which we are able to easily count its characters. But what happened if I had given you this string to count its characters, this one here, this big string? Then it would have been a very, very difficult task for you, right? And you could have made an error while doing it. So for that we use this function print. Actually, print is not part of the function. There is a command called len, which is short form of length. We want to find the length of this string, right? So I'm going to write length, len, length, then round brackets. Inside the round brackets I am going to write the name of the variable whose length we are trying to capture. So which variable's length we are trying to capture? String2, string underscore 2, right? If I write just this thing, it will return the length of the string, but it will not print it. So to visualize it, we have to contain this statement, this length underscore string statement, into, like we know, into a print statement. We have to put this whole thing inside a print statement. Now the length that is returned will be printed out as well. Now let's see how it goes. And you can see that the 10 has appeared, which means the length of that string is 10 characters, which is right. Okay. So the third lesson for today is what happens if I have a big string. Okay, I'm gonna name it string number 2. But the reason this string and this string are actually not the same. Why? Because this string had an S, capital S, and this one has a small s. You can name it any other thing you want. I just want to tell you guys that these will be two different strings. String number 2 with a small s and string number 2 with an uppercase S will be different strings. They will not be the same thing. Okay. So I'm deliberately writing this as string 2. I could have written it as string 3 also, but just to show that string 2 is different s makes a different string. And let me write a longer string. I am Yaver. I live in D12. Okay. So what if you have a string like this and you want to check if a certain substring is present inside the big string. What I want to say is that you have a string like I am Yaver. And mind you, this full stop will be one character. Okay. I live in D-12. Okay. This is my string, and I want to check whether the word am, appears in this string. So imagine that when you're trying to search on the internet, so for example, I'm going to show you. Actually, let's leave that for now, it's complicated. Want to check whether am appears in this string underscore 2 or not. This could be a very big story. My string could be a very big story, right? My string could be a big story of 100 lines or 1,000 lines. Right now you can just see that am is present inside this string, right? Oh, I deleted it for now. I'm sorry. Anyways, right now you could see that am was indeed present inside the string, the bigger string, right? But if I have a big story, a big string of like 1,000 words or 1,000 lines, and then I ask you to find one word from inside that big string, you will not be able to go and read and find manually that is that word present or not. So for that we have a command, and we write it like this: print. Actually we write it like this: am in inverted commas, am in string underscore 2. This is a statement, okay? This thing from here to here is a statement. And what do statements return in Python? Statements can be either true or false. They are Boolean valued. So this statement's answer could be either true or false. So since am in string 2 is true, because am is present in string 2, this thing should return a value of true. But that value will not be printed, okay? So let me just run it. Oh, okay, it's been printed. It's printed out in Python. That's a good thing, but a better practice is that I write it inside a print statement. Print. Again, this is the newer version of Python, so I think they have modified it to print out the values of Boolean statements. But a better practice to do that would be this: print am in string 2. Okay, and this should return a true also. Am is present in string 2, so it returns a true. Now let's try with something that is not present in the string. Let's try Yavar with a small y. Is Yavar with a small y present in this upper bigger string? No, because Yavar with a capital Y is present inside the bigger string, right? And we need to match the characters exactly. If something is uppercase in the bigger string, it should be uppercase in the smaller string also. So let's play it, and the answer now comes out to be false. Get it? Because small Yavar is no Yavar with a lowercase y is not present inside the bigger string. If I tried Hamza over here, okay, instead of Hamza write John. Alright, John over here. Again, John is not present, so it will give us a false, right? This is your second lesson for today. Write out a string of your own choice. Don't use this, and don't just replace this by your name. Write out a string of your own choice, and then test out a word of your own choice whether it is present inside the string or not. Test out a word which is present inside this string for now, okay? Then if I want to check if something is not present inside the string. Right now we are checking if something is present inside the string or not, right? So for that I can write similarly print. For example, let me make this one am again, and here I am I'm gonna write Peshawar, not in string 2. Peshawar not in string 2. Will this thing give us a true or false? So because not comes in, not means that Peshawar is not in a string 2. Is this statement true? That Peshawar is not in string 2? Yes, of course this statement is true, because Peshawar we can see is not inside the string 2. So this statement should also give us a true. And we have two trues. First, for the am in string, that gives us a true, and then for Peshawar not in string, this gives us a true also. Okay, so I think we should move on to the final lesson for today. No, actually I think this is it for today. That's it for today. If I write something which is present inside the string, for example, if I write Yavar is present inside the string, right? But now I'm checking that if Yavar is not present in string true, then only give me a true. If Yavar is present inside the string true, then it will give me a false, because I'm not checking if it's in the string or not, I'm checking if it's not in the string. Yavar is in the string, right? So Yavar not in string should return as the opposite, because not makes the true into a false. So Yavar not in string 2 should be false, because Yavar is actually inside string 2. So now we're getting a false, right? So students, that's it for today. From now onwards our lectures will be similar length or maybe a little longer than this. They'll be actually a little bit longer than this, but today's lecture was a shorter one, and I hope that you enjoyed it and understood it. And if you have any queries, just message me on WhatsApp and we can fix a time on Zoom meeting over the WhatsApp message, and I can try to fix your issues. Okay, just try to replicate this what I have done, but use your own strings and use your own words. Don't replicate my words. Okay, and send your assignments to me. Thank you. Goodbye.